Recently, I've been in the market looking for a device that's affordable that can help me not only control my streams, but also something easy that I can use to open up applications or shortcuts within applications such as Adobe Premiere. So in this one, we're going to take a look at this device right here. It's the Ampligame D6 from FIFINE. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Like I said, we're going to take a look at this device right here. It is the Ampligame D6 from the brand FIFINE. They did send this over for us to take a look at. Let me explain real quick what this does. So this is a 15 button unit that you can program the different buttons here to automate and do different things. So let's say you connect it to OBS and you can set it up to go ahead and switch scenes, turn sources on or off, mute your mic, stop the stream, etc. But it doesn't just stop there. What it'll also do is you can control different programs on this as well. For me, I think what I'm going to do is I'll be using it in Adobe Premiere to really help with shortcuts of different things I do quite often. This, like I said, is a 15 button device. It is USB-C, plug in there, and it's got a little rubber backing. There is a button on the back right here that you control. You can push that and it'll switch the different LEDs around. Once we plug it in, you'll see this little ring around here will light up with LEDs. The buttons do have a tactile feel to it. So we'll go ahead and, get this plugged in and take a look at it. The one thing that just looking at it right here is it does not come with a stand. So this thing is going to lay pretty flat. You can see just how shallow, I guess would be the word, that is. So it's going to lay at, not the greatest of angles on your desk. So if you have like a 3D printer, you can go ahead and 3D print a stand for that. I think I did find some stuff online. People have already put 3D printed files up there that you can download and use those. That kind of make it, a little higher of an angle there and make it easier to see when you're using it. So let's go ahead and get this plugged in, and we'll take a look at the software and getting it set up. Now that I have this plugged in, you can sort of see the color pattern that it's going through here. And what we can do is if we push the button in the back, you see this is like a rainbow. If I push it once, it kind of starts fading in and out between the different colors. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but this one gets into solid colors, kind of a little step pattern there, and then a different step pattern where it kind of goes around a circle, another opposite way, and again another step pattern there. And then I think here as we get into the solid colors, so this one's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, kind of a dark blue, pink, and then we're back to our original kind of going around a circle there. So that's just one thing to note. There is that button on the back. You push that to make those colors go. I don't know if we can hold it and turn it off. Let's see. If I hold down the button in the back. Yeah, if I hold down the button in the back, it turns off the glow. So if you have this like in a bedroom where you're sleeping or, somebody is and you don't want to have this lit up all the time, you can just hold down that button in the back. And then if we hold down again, it turns it back on. We're over here on the desktop and you can see I've got the FIFINE control deck software open. You can get that by clicking the link in the description below, or in the box comes with the device itself, a USB-C cable, and a little instruction book that has links to download the software. So whatever works for you, go ahead and do it. Once you install the software and plug your device in, you should see it say right here, FIFINE control deck, device is connected. That is what we want. Probably the very first thing you're going to want to do is click on the gear icon and then click on check for updates, just to make sure you have the most updated version of the control deck software. You can go over here to device. You'll see the serial number, firmware version, automatic screen off. You can check, whatever you want there. And then you can also replace the boot logo on the screen of the device itself, and then change the brightness there. Probably the first thing you're going to do is connect this to OBS Studio. Click on OBS Studio, and then we'll just do a scene. We'll drag our scene over. And the way this works is through a WebSocket connection to OBS. In OBS, we'll click Tools, WebSocket Server Settings. You want to enable WebSocket Server. And then here you're going to do the server port numbers. If you want to enable authentication or leave it disabled, it's up to you. I suggest you put a password there. Now that this is set up, we'll click OK. We'll head back over to the FIFINE software and we'll connect it to OBS. Here we are. We'll do view connection information and then we'll click connect. And we should see right here, it says connected to OBS Studio. And if we come back over here to OBS, go back into our WebSocket server settings, we can see right here, we are connected. Something to note, if you're using this on a streaming PC or where you have OBS is a different computer than where this software and this device is plugged into, you'll need to change the IP address here to the IP address of that server or that machine. So I'll call this scene, let's do a test. We'll do Baby Yoda, and then we can click the drop down here and we'll do my Baby Yoda scene there. You can change the icon to the button. So click on the button itself there. We'll click on the little gear icon that's right here. And then we have select local file library, open library, screen capture, or screenshot settings. I'm going to leave it just default right there. Then the down arrow, we already selected that. So we should be good to go. Back over here in OBS, I'm going to go ahead and click the button we just made on the device. And there you go. It switched over to our Baby Yoda scene. Simple as that. Now let's see if we can enable and disable a source. Back here in the control deck software, we'll choose source visibility. We'll drag that up here and then we will do show, we'll do Baby Yoda, show, hide. And then the scene will be Baby Yoda and the source will be the charity meme. Back here in OBS, if I click that button we just made, it hides Baby Yoda, brings Baby Yoda back. Very easy to enable and disable a source just with the push of a button. You can see here all the other things that's built into the control deck of what you can do by default with OBS. I'm going to take it a step further here. I want to go ahead and open up an application. Right here where it says open an app, I'll drag that to here. And this is going to be for Adobe Premiere. You'll click the down arrow here and choose your software. I'll choose Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. Now I'll go ahead and click that button and it opens up Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. Gotta love that. If we go to the top here where it says FIFINE Control Deck, there's some really cool things going on here. And one thing is the dev sleep. So if we copy that up there, what that is going to do, a little difficult for the camera to pick this up, but what we'll do is you can sort of see these few buttons here are lit up. If I push this button, it puts them to sleep. It turns that display off. If I push it again, it turns back on. Now it does not do the ring around the device. That's for that button on the back. But if you want the ability to turn the screen off, you'll use that dev sleep. You push that, turns it off, push that, turns it back on. Like we saw earlier in the settings, you can also have the screen automatically turn off based on a certain time. I'm going to create a new page here, and you do that by clicking this plus right here. We don't need 3. You can right click on a page and do page deletion. Back here on page 1, I'm going to put these little functions here. So if we have a next page, I'm going to put that right there. And what that'll do is it'll automatically move us over to the second page. Back here, I'm going to put previous page, and pressing that will take us back to that page. Something I really like as well with this is the page indicator. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over to here. I want my page indicators to be on the bottom right. We'll put this here. You can see that's page 1. We go over here. We'll put this page indicator here, page 2. And that shows up on the device itself. So if you're not familiar with these types of devices, what you're seeing here on screen is what you're seeing on the device itself. So if I push this button, it's going to go back to our first screen and we know we're on screen 1. Push that button, it'll go to screen 2. It says we're on screen 2. Let's say I had another screen, which was 3, right? We'll put the previous page button here. We will put our page indicator here. Let's go back to 2. Now 2, we need a way to go to page 3. So we'll drag over the next page here. Back on page 1, we'll double click here. We're now on page 2. We're now on page 3. If we want to go back, we can go back. Simple as that. I love that feature here. Another thing we can do is create a folder. We'll put this right in the middle here. And let's call this test folder. Folders are something different than pages. And if you double click in this, it'll go into a different kind of, think of it like a folder on your desktop or in Windows where you can put a collection of things that are like related to each other in there. And that's what a folder here is. So if you have a specific, let's say you're doing a charity event, you can put all of your scenes and stuff specific to that charity event in here, and they don't, get all mixed up and lost with your other scenes. And you can see here, it automatically does this, arrow up here to go back. You'll do that. You'll go back to your main page there. Very, very easy. Really digging this so far, like this whole setup. And I love that the icons it comes with and just your default stuff out of the box. You can do action flows, kind of little macros. The next feature I want to show you is something really cool. So we have different scenes. I'll click this little plus icon right here. Oh, did it too many times. We'll delete scene 2 there. And what we're going to do is this is going to be our Adobe Premiere Pro scene. So if I click this icon right here, we make sure our scenes 1 is selected. It's the edit scene right there. We can double click this and change the name. So let's call it Adobe Premiere. And the cool thing about this is when, like it says here, this window is closed and the following application is in the foreground, the FIFINE control software will automatically switch to this scene. So choose your application here from this drop-down menu. I'm going to go ahead and choose Adobe Premiere. You can see right here, it changed to the Adobe icon. We could set this as our default scene if we want to. I'm not going to do that. I don't want it to be the default. Now we have our Adobe Premiere scene, and let's just add a couple, just dummy things in here. We'll create a folder, play audio. All right. So we have a few things here in our Adobe Premiere scene. I'm going to go back to default scene. And as you click this, it also updates live on the screen of the device. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and open Adobe Premiere, and this should automatically switch to my Premiere scene. We saw that we were on our default scene. I'm going to go ahead and press the Adobe Premiere button on our original scene, the default scene, pushed it. It's going to open, and it's hard to see right here, but it automatically switched to our Adobe Premiere scene. Let me show you in the software real quick. And there you can see in the software, it automatically changed over to our Adobe Premiere scene. What's great about that is if you have applications you're running and you have specific scenes set up to those applications, the face and the buttons are automatically going to switch depending on the application. So if you're a coder and you are working in VS Code, it'll automatically switch over to your VS Code scene. Pretty freaking cool. The final thing I'm going to show you is clicking the question mark right here. And that brings this up, and there's so many different tutorials just depending on how you want to use the device. So make sure you take a look at those. If you have any questions, we can go to icons right here and we can see a store of icons that are, uploaded by community members. Take a look at there. There's a bunch of stuff. Photo icon pack for Photoshop. Plugins is the cool thing I really want to show you. If we go back over here to the control deck software, we can see under OBS Studio, that's all the stuff we have available right there. Not a whole lot of options. But if we go here to our plugins and we can kind of scroll down here, we can see there's a plugin for voice mod, YouTube Live. But what I really want to show you is here. OBS Studio plugin for OBS Studio that facilitates recording, transmission, and scene control, as well as managing item visibility and adjusting audio. So somebody in the community made a plugin that does additional things for OBS Studio. And I think there's another one, right below it here. This one says advanced OBS commands and tools used in your stream dock. Instant replay on the stream, dropped frames alarm, modifying browser and video sources. You can read all this, but it's really cool to see like additional things you can do just by these community plugins. Definitely take a look here. We have additional stuff here for Adobe products. We have stuff here for doing things with Twitch, webcam control, Minecraft stats. There's so many different things we can do here. So definitely take a look at this. And if there are other plugins that are going to do things that are going to help you out, make sure to install those. Like for me, I'll probably be doing this Visual Studio Code so I can enable the dock to work with Visual Studio. And we have Discord stuff here. It displays whether a member is online, offline in your Discord server. Maybe you'd want that. And then real quick, finally, at the bottom here, you see Discord, and we have some options there for muting, deafening, etc. on your Discord, a soundboard. But let me show you real quick something that's going to happen. When you drag that over, it doesn't know how to talk and connect to Discord. So you'll need to go through and create an application to get a Discord ID and a client secret from Discord. There's a tutorial. If you're struggling and you want a video on how to do that, definitely let me know in the comments below. I can hook you up with a video on how to get that connected. It would be no problem. And there you have it. That is the Ampligame D6 from FIFINE. What a really cool device. I'll put a link in the description below of where you can pick it up. And before we go, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. We're really working towards getting this channel growing and providing you more tech videos. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep doing good.